Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday night. I'm T.U. Knapp, and I'm thrilled to have my dear friend, Dr. Michael Gross, with me today with a wonderful message that he's sharing. So, why don't you take a minute, say hello, Michael?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
We really appreciate your time, and we keep this down to only roughly 30 minutes because we understand that everybody's got a busy life, busy days. One of the things that we do, though, is we encourage everybody to leave your questions in the comments, and Michael channels the information that he shares with you. So at the very end of his channeling, he will answer your questions, and I'll put all his contact information in the comments. So, Michael, just really quick for those of you who don't know, Dr. Michael Gross has been in the world of the spiritual realm, I would say. He does so many different aspects of it for over 30 years, and he's a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of the Spiritual Primer. He has a plethora of knowledge, and if we had more than 30 minutes, we might share a little bit more, but you can definitely go and learn more on his contact information. It's all going to be in the comments. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself out, put that information in the comments, and I'm going to turn around and let Michael take over. Thank you so much, Michael, for joining us.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. What a beautiful day it is. We passed New Year's, going into a new year, lots of exciting new things happening. And this is going to be a long period of transformation. And that's really wonderful. And what does transformation really mean? Transformation means letting go of the old, recreating your life in a more joyous and happy way. And it's really exciting. It'll be challenging because you may lose friendships, but there's no such thing as a vacuum in the universe. So, should you lose a friendship, it's supposed to happen, but there'll be somebody else to fill the gap. So, it's exciting. And it's so important to be open to everything. And I thought this evening I would talk about the mirror effect. And what is the mirror effect? And the mirror effect is how you view your life. You look in your mirror and say, "Oh, I got a little blemish here. I got a blemish here. My eyebrow is a little bent, and I got a wrinkle here, or whatever." And it's like looking in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror, it's how you feel about yourself. And whatever you see in flaws in you, and nobody's perfect because, as the true source said, perfection means ever growing more perfect. So you're growing more perfect. It's a wonderful thing. It's so positive. But there's a part of us that if things don't work out exactly how we desire to work out, then we feel, oh, nothing's going right. You're mirroring your thoughts. So you don't have to look in the mirror necessarily, but your thoughts are mirroring how you behave. Well, what does that really mean? Well, let's take a look at this. So you're disgusted, you're angry, you're upset. What happens? Blood pressure goes a little bit higher, you get a little headache, or you feel a little angry or a little upset. And what are you doing? You're drawing into your mind, into your body, into your energy fields, a lot of pain and negativity and insecurity. Are you doing it intentionally? Of course you're not. But you need to be aware of it. Because if you're not aware of it, then you can't change. So, what do I want to change for? Well, think about what makes you joyous and happy. Think about that. That's really important. And sometimes I hear, "Oh, I got to be rich. I want to be wealthy, etc." Great, makes you happy. So, what happens? Most people that I meet that are extremely wealthy, they worry about their money. So, are they really happy? Temporarily, but then they spend all kinds of things on toys and wonderful gifts. And then you get bored and you got to buy more toys, more things, and you keep buying more and more. And pretty soon you look at your closet. Gee, I didn't know I had all those things. I forgot about it. Just think about that. So, really, what serves your purpose? And that's part of the mirror effect. Look in the mirror, or whatever you're thinking is also a mirror, because you're sending out energy about yourself. So you're creating an auric energy, a field of how you feel. And of course, what you think you create, what you create, you experience. I don't know if you're tired of hearing that, but you're going to hear it a lot more because we forget about it. But in truth, if we realize that, what do you desire to mirror in your life? What is it? Number one, perfect health. As you know, as Steve Jobs, quote unquote, said, money can't buy health. And we all know that. But what is perfect health? Well, it's kind of a hard decision. How do you define perfect health? Being able to do what you do unencumbered, to walk, to run, to play tennis or golf, or whatever you so desire, go to the gym, whatever. And it means to be able to enjoy life, to be able to smell the air after a fresh rainfall or a rose, or to be able to smell the cologne you're wearing, or to be able to see there's someone smiling or a little baby laughing or a newborn looking up at the sky, so to speak, but really talking to their angel, or perhaps being around people that are laughing and joyous and happy. Perhaps it's having a wonderful dinner. It's not the dinner, the food. What makes the food really good is the company. Yeah, this is really great, but I had a sucky time because everybody was down in the mouth and angry. Well, gee, what did you accomplish in that one? But more important, whatever you're mirroring, you are drawing into your life. And you probably haven't really thought about it that way. And then something goes wrong, and you go, huh, knew it would happen. Congratulations. You're now manifesting that mirror effect. Something went wrong and it didn't work out right. Because, as the true source said to me, and I'll reiterate this again and again over time, there's no such thing as failure. Failure means success. It's an oxymoron. How can I be successful? It didn't work out. I failed. No, you didn't. How are you going to learn something? How are you going to grow? How are you going to understand about life? And whatever your belief system and you're mirroring right now, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, it may change. And I'm reading some story about some very famous people who were in software and internets, and they were turned down and they were laughed at. I think his last name is Smith. I don't remember. It's Dave Smith or Stephen Smith, but it's FedEx. And they laughed at him when he wrote his treatise for his master's about instant delivery. And they said it's impossible, it's not needed, and so on and so forth. Well, he was able to gather some money. But you know what happened? He had 1 month where he didn't have enough money to pay for the airplanes to fly the goods. So he went to Las Vegas and took some money, I don't remember. And he said, well, I'll leave it up to you, Spirit. And he gambled. He won enough money to pay for gas for that month for the planes to fly, and business started coming in. So just when you think there's failure, there's hope. And here's the important thing. There's always hope. You're not locked into anything. Just think about yourself. You're joyous, you're happy. Well, then something around you is angry or upset, and you feel lower than a pregnant snake. That's pretty low, isn't it? Lower than a pregnant snake. It's one thing somebody says to you, like, oh, hi. Gee, you look funny. Did you put on some weight? Oh my God, they're judging me. I'm getting fat. Maybe they're complimenting you because you were too skinny. But what is your interpretation? Negative thoughts. And you go, oh, thank you. And that's it. And the person, well, you're welcome. You look good. Oh, I'm looking better. But the minute you withdraw and you start being a little angry, they're going to pick up your energy. You're picking up energy of everybody every day. You walk into a place and, oh, they're angry. I don't want to be around them. They don't feel good. Oh, I go to this party and everybody's tired. I don't want to be around there. You're picking up everybody's energy. They're mirroring their feelings to you. And you, on the other hand, are mirroring your feelings to them. Many times when I'm invited to a party, and what I usually do is ask for the energy to be cleared. I ask for love and joy and happiness. Does it work 100% of the time? 99% of the time. And the other 1%, oh, well, maybe they're supposed to learn something. Then, oh, I didn't do a good enough job. Oh, I failed. No, you didn't fail. What happened is they failed in rejecting it. Remember, there's no such thing as failure. So once they looked at, oh, they failed in rejecting it. Oh, I learned something new. I should have embraced that love. Very important for you to think that way. And when I talk to so many beautiful souls, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. You're mirroring that you have lack in your life, not enough money or prosperity. So I say, no, don't say that. Say, I choose not to do that, which is really very, very truthful. Because if you choose not to do that, what happens? You choose to block it. If you choose to find a way, and there's always a solution, there is always a solution. And I hear, I can't, I won't, whatever. And I go, no, 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 there's always a solution. A while back, I was talking to somebody and I said, you know, you ought to see this company, that company do this and that. Well, I can't drive my car. I don't have enough money for gas. So take a bus. No, I won't take a bus. Why? Well, I don't take buses. Well, congratulations. You just blocked your prosperity and abundance. You're 100% right. Yep. Keep going that way. And then they get mad and annoyed at me and so on because I push their button. So I don't know about you, but there are times that I had to take a bus or a train because I chose not to pay exorbitant parking rates or fees, or I was a little tight on money or whatever. So who cares? You know, they always say take lemons and turn them into honey. Well, you can. This happened to me for a good reason. I'd like to know the good reason. So you meditate on it. Well, I didn't get anything yet. Well, just forget about it. Just put it out there and say, when the time is right, I will know what the solution is. And you will do that. I read a book many, many years ago, that the giants of industry, and I think they discovered it in the 60s. When they had a problem, the CEOs were talking about General Motors, Ford, the big food companies, and big oil and gas companies. And the CEO said, before they go to sleep, they would think about the challenge, and they would think about when they wake up, they'll have a solution. No, I don't know what the percentages is, but a lot of the CEOs and chairmen of the boards of the big corporations all talked about this when they were interviewed, and they were 15 or 20. And if they didn't get the first night, they got a second or third night, the solution, and then they followed through. But as I call it, there's your analytical, logical mind. Well, it doesn't make sense. And this is going to happen, that going to happen. If I do this, congratulations, you're right. Because you're mirroring the doubt. You're mirroring failure. You know, there are people that I talk, oh, I can't go skiing. I'm going to break my leg. If I go, I can't. Then they go skiing 5 years later. See, I told you so. I broke my leg. See, I was right. Congratulations, you were right. Because you mirrored that effect. And what happens, you made it come true. So here we are in this new year. Here we are in 2026. And that's 1 year, meaning new beginnings. What are you going to do for me, new beginnings? What are you going to achieve in your life? What direction is? And what are you mirroring? And sometimes, you know, when you say, well, I'm mirroring success, but it hasn't happened yet, but I'm mirroring it. It's congratulations, you're blocking it. You're successful. Well, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. Why? Because you said it hasn't happened yet. Well, it really hasn't. Yeah, keep saying it. And which has more energy? You are successful or the doubt? Think about that. And then, of course, they get a little annoyed with me or mad, or they don't want to talk to me. And some will call back and say, you're right. Some won't. But that's okay. Because when they push your button, it means you have an issue with it. It's something you need to look at. But everything is in flux. And what I mean, everything is mutable. Everything is changeable. Look at the ocean. Is it ever calm? You have the high tide, low tide, whatever, but it's always in motion. Your life is always in motion. It's always moving. It's always creating. It's always expanding. And you go, well, how's it expanding? What are you thinking? What are you experiencing? Isn't it changeable? So the morning you get up and you brush your teeth and go to the restroom and have a cup of coffee. Then maybe you have breakfast. That's changing. Then you meet a bunch of people or phone calls. That changed from breakfast. And then maybe you go to lunch or you take a walk. You're always doing something different each and every day and each and every moment. But here's the mirror effect. And the mirror effect is, what are your thoughts? Well, my thoughts are what? My belief system. Oh, what's my belief system? Well, are you worthy? Self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. That's what it's all about. And if you believe you are worthy, then your self-worth, self-esteem says, I am worthy of experiencing beautiful, positive things. That's it. Just beautiful, positive things. Positive. Then, well, they have to make a laundry list. So I'd like to hand them a roll of toilet paper with 500 sheets and say, write it down. I bet you they'll find 350 or 400 sheets to write all these things down. All you need to say is my perfect life, my perfect experience, my perfect love, my perfect joy. And that's it. Well, what if I do this? And what if this doesn't happen? Congratulations. You just mirrored a block. Do you think your soul wants you to suffer and be in pain? Your ego does. The human side of you does. But the spiritual side, your soul, you're here to learn and grow and have fun. And why aren't you having fun every day? It's like, oh, this didn't work out. I just learned something new. I have new knowledge. Now I can perfect it or come back to it later. So I didn't fail. I didn't lose. I gained something new. This is really great. It's like when you were learning to drive a car, new experience. Maybe some of you failed the first time on your driver's license. What'd you do? Never going to drive a car anymore. I can't drive. I'm no good. You got up and you drove the car again and passed the test. Or you were riding a bicycle and I can't ride a bicycle, I skinned my knees, or some other thing in life, but you succeeded. Now, some things in life is not applicable to you. In other words, if someone wanted me to be a nuclear engineer, it's not applicable to me. I'd like to learn a little bit about it, but just a little bit is fun, but that's not my direction in life. It's not my joy. So what you're being asked to in the mirror effect is think of everything that brings you joy, right? And a beautiful quote from the true source is, are you a slave of your fears or master of your life? What direction are you going into? That's so important because this is the opportunity for the next 7 years. And don't wait till the last minute. Start changing your life. And the most important thing is meditate when you go to sleep at night. Ask for joy and happiness in your life. And all these thoughts will come up. I have people about, well, there's a way to manifest in your life. No, I just have to win the lottery. That's all I have to do. Congratulations. I hope you win the lottery. But there are many different doors you can go through to be successful and joyous and happy. So don't limit yourself, because that's what we are great at humans doing. My way or the highway. Well, you get your my way because it doesn't happen. Congratulations. I'm going to just check the clock. Oh, let me see. I got some more time. So it's so important for all of you to realize, what am I creating in my life? And just you have two doors. One door is chaos, or the other door is joy and happiness. That's it. There's only two doors. So chaos, it's really about blocks, fears, doubts, insecurities, negativities, lack of self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. The other door makes you joyous and happy is, I'm unlimited. Geez, doesn't that sound familiar? I'm unlimited. I can achieve anything. I can do anything. And I can create the life I so desire. So where are you on this path, this line of life? Remember the tide, it comes in, it comes out. Sometimes it's very mild, sometimes it's a high tide, but it's always moving. Your energy is always moving. Your life is always moving. You are always moving. And it's up to you to create. However, if you hear, but yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, congratulations, your ego. Remember, ego, edging God out, an affirmation or a euphemism or example, that's what it is. Hey, who's in charge of your life? You are. Do you give up your power? You give up your strength to people, to somebody's opinion? Remember Roger Smith, that's his name, from FedEx. He had a belief he could do it. Edison had a belief he can do it, and many others. The one that created Uber had a belief. It's the largest quote unquote taxi cab like in the world is Uber. Or the delivering, what's that delivering? You pick up food.
Is that DoorDash?
DoorDash. Yeah, this guy went around and forgot his name, went to different restaurants. DoorDash, they laughed at him. Nobody wants delivery, blah, blah. Now DoorDash is big. Isn't that incredible? So just think about it. What do you want to create in your life? And I'm willing to bet all of you want joy, happiness, prosperity, abundance, great love, etc., etc., etc. So forget all that. Oh, what'll happen if I don't do this? Just manifest your perfect life that brings you joy and happiness. Pretty simple. And everything will be there. Had a student that every time they needed to travel, and they were just average income, money would always show up. Or they needed a new car, money always showed up. She said, all I do is just manifest that joy and happiness in my perfect car, in my perfect life, and things just show up whenever I desire to have them. See, it's so easy. But as the true source said, when we talk about spirituality, I said, why is spirituality so difficult? True source said, you humans have to make a big deal out of everything. So think about that. Don't make a big deal. Just realize you're here for the experience. And every experience is empowering. And you're here to have a joyous life and enjoy life. Don't delineate your definition of joy. Just ask for your soul's definition of joy. Because you were not here to suffer or be in pain or create negativity or anxiety or sickness or illness. That all has to do with your ego and belief system. You know, as we hear about wonderful situations, people that have an affliction and then they meditate or whatever and they're miraculously healed. Or you get a prescription. Of course, you know, I have that sugar pill, which I call it the placebo, and a small amount of people are healed. Why? Because it's what you believe. And that's so important. What you think you create, what you create, you experience. So I leave you with all these beautiful thoughts because remember, you're unlimited and you are creating your life each and every moment. So now I'd like to shift gears, so to speak, and talk about some very beautiful things. And what I would desire to talk about, and we'll come to your questions, what I desire to talk about first is every Tuesday evening from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on freeconferencecall.com. I talk about soul awakening. Ask any question you so desire, and hopefully I can answer them. I channel the information. And I deliver a 10-minute message. Now, a lot of people go, oh, I know this, I know that. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you need to be reminded. So you give them that information, how they can join us 6:30 through 7:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Absolutely. That number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. One more time, please.
Okay. Number 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. So taking that same telephone number and the same access code, the second Saturday of every month, Pacific time from 9:55 a.m. to 11:01 a.m. Pacific time, we do a mass consciousness healing. It's one of the favorite Saturdays of my life. And that's where we get together, we talk for a few minutes, and after we talk, we actually become a conduit of the true source of unconditional love. And what happens is it spreads throughout this whole planet. You'll be amazed at the guests that show up. Jesus Christ shows up. Buddha shows up. The archangels, some of them show up, and many others. So really, you don't have to believe in their showing up, but you'll notice how your life changes for the month and what you feel, and the messages and thoughts you'll feel of love. And it's so important because we need to do that. It's very, very important because you see, we are the solution. And we, all of us, are here to make a difference on this planet. Do you give them that information one more time?
That number is the same as the Tuesday night call-in. It's 202-926-1059. And the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Also, on the Tuesday evening, when I'm talking about soul awakening, I deliver a 10-minute message. There are about 412 of them. That's a lot of them. And they're about 10 minutes long, and they're not indexed. And some of you know by now, I forgot to index them, and I talked to the True Source. Said, nope, you didn't forget. You want to read through 412 indexes? Nope. So just choose a number between 3 and 412. And a feedback I get, just what I need to listen to, Michael. Thank you. Do you give them that information?
Absolutely. That number is 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
125446 #. One more time.
434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
Access code is, as you know, why don't you give it to them, Tio? I'm going to cough.
Okay. 125446 #.
Thank you, Tio.
You're welcome.
All right. Now, another thing I'd like to talk about, as you know, every Thursday evening, Pacific time from 7 to 7:30. This is called Words of Wisdom. And I ask you to spread the word and have others join us on Tuesday, Thursday, and also the second Saturday of every month. But also, I want to encourage all of you to realize that you're here to make a difference. So help us spread the word, help us change lives. And I want to remind you that if you go to YouTube, Dr. Michael B. Gross, you can see all the replays of over 400 of them that Tio and I have done over through the years. Also, you will see messages, a wonderful photograph by award-winning photographer, Tio, and a quote in Hear Me Talking. They're a limited number. Also, I'd like to offer all of you, new people, a complimentary session. It's about a half an hour, sometimes a little longer. But the point is that I'm not going to sell you anything. I will always conclude, if I can be of any help or service, you know how to get in touch with me, and I leave it that way. So I'm not going to say, well, I'm going to offer you today, well, $500 off and a free set of Ginsu knives if you sign up today for $1 million. I'm not going to do that kind of thing. That's not the way I'm supposed to operate and do that part of my life, as the True Source has directed me to do. So please take advantage of that. Tio, do we have some questions or comments?
We have some beautiful comments, Michael. Darshan said, pertaining to the earlier message that you shared, that there's always a solution, which is exactly right. He's confirming basically what you already said. And then what we think and feel most is what we bring into our reality.
Correct.
And other one, he said a few things, but this one I found very interesting. If you want to know how valuable you are, look up to the sky and count all the stars. They won't even come close to what you're worth, for you are far surpassing them all with just your birth.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Darshan. Thank you for sharing that.
And we also, I thought that was just beautiful. And the other thing is, Darshan added something else, but Inga also came in and she said, what you put into your universe actually becomes your universe.
That is correct. Another way of saying it. Perfect. Thank
you. One more here, in life there are two doors. One will bring you massive abundance and so much success, and the other will have you settle for a whole lot less.
It rhymes. Thank you, Darshan, for your words of wisdom.
Darshan is like the feel-good poet, right, Michael?
Yes.
I love what he posts on social media. He's actually very, very talented in how he can do that. But Michael, I also wanted to thank you. It's been 6 years since I walked in the door and met you for the very first time. And you began working with me. And the things that I've experienced are indescribable. There are no words to describe the different experiences I've had, the feelings I've had, and the incredible healing that you've done, not only for my mind, but my body and my soul. There is so much that Michael offers everybody that you really, truly deserve that 30-minute consultation, because you have no idea how he can open up your life and bring you so much love and abundance. You are truly a gift in my world, Michael. Thank you so much for being in it.
You're welcome. Thank you for your kind words. Well, we're going to conclude before we sign off. I want to talk about something really important and beautiful. And that is this beautiful book called Healing the Holes in Your Soul by T.U. Knapp. It's all about a person who came out of the gutter into the light like the phoenix and rebirth. It's a true story of faith, of joy and happiness. It's a true story of finding her own self, her own self-worth and self-love. Sorry for the way this is going now, that's better. But it's a beautiful book. It's encouraging. It's a story of what she calls gutter to grace. To everyone, this is a must read and I recommend it. And
Thank you.
and if you want a book, you can get it from Amazon. But I tell you what, if you get a hold of her and you text her or email her or whatever she said the best way, she's going to put a special inscription in it. It's not going to cost you any more money. It's $29.95, including shipping and handling. So I encourage all of you to get this book. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Now it's my turn. You beat me to the punch on the books today. I highly recommend that you start here with Dr. Michael Gross's book called The Spiritual Primer. He has filled this book with so many golden nuggets, and you'll find so much wisdom in here that can help all of you, no matter where you are in your life and the challenges you face. If it wasn't for this book and this incredible gentleman right over here on the virtual screen, the book that he's holding wouldn't even be in existence. He encouraged me to write my story, and I'm so glad I did, because now I can see the value of it and how it's helping other people. But start with this. If you don't have a copy of this, Michael will also put an inscription inside the book for you. And I know that we both fill our books with the most unconditional loving energy to share with you, to help you move forward in your life. We all deserve the very, very best lives that we perceive for ourselves and that we dream about. So why not manifest your perfect life, right, Michael?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you joining us. As you know, I don't rehearse anything, neither does TU. Whatever comes out is channeled. Sometimes we have to correct what we're saying to make it clear. And the reason is because the information for me comes in so fast and furious that sometimes it's difficult for me to repeat it, so I have to realign my thinking. But I want to thank all of you. I desire for you the joy and happiness and your perfect life that brings you joy and happiness. Because all of you are unlimited.
Limited.
Thank you, everybody. We love you all. Namaste.
Namaste. We love
Thank you. Love you.
Invite your friends.